Wait, this guy's one of the biggest Honkai Star Rail players, and even he's burnt out? No way.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be talking about a little something. Today, boys, I'm feeling burnt out. Well,
Okay.
At least that seems to be what some of you guys think. Today we're gonna be talking about a little something. If you don't know, recently I put out a little bit of a community post in a video asking you guys if you want me to do destruction only. The exact words were just destruction only. Then I posted some pictures of Saber from the new Fate collab.
I will say, I was in my bed this morning just watching Saber in every single video game hit the Excalibur. Bro, it's so cool. Like legit. You know, I've watched a fair amount of Fate Stay Night. And while it wasn't for me, maybe I was just, maybe I was in a weird mood. I just didn't really enjoy it too much. I would probably give Fate Stay Night probably like, for me, maybe like a 7.2, a 7.5. I'm actually curious what they rated it on my anime list. Oh, a 7.2. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I feel like Fate probably just has like a cult-like following. We're saying that it's not the greatest thing ever as an offensive opinion, but it's like all right. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I got better stories a lot quicker in other animes, but it was okay.
Because I love Fate, I love Saber, and
that's right. I'm sorry, I was referring to Fate Zero, not Fate Stay Night. 8.2. Okay, I think that's probably fair. I can see why people rate it that high. Okay, maybe, you know what? Maybe I will rewatch it. Maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh. It was just very boring to me. There was a lot of like long yap fest that always just like, oh, Jesus Christ, here we go. Not to mention like the whole barrier to entry for watching Fate where it's like, well, actually, you can't watch Fate Zero first. You got to watch Heaven's Sword first. That's the proper way to start. No, Fate Zero is the right way to start. But after episode 3, you should go watch this other series. Then once you finish this series, then go on to episode 4. That way you understand Rinto Saka's thighs. And it's like, all right, dude. Well, how come I can't just watch the anime?
And I thought this might be a fun idea. And needless to say, the reception was a little different than what I had expected.
Really?
There was a lot of people on this post concerned about me burning out. And today, I want to talk a little bit about that. Am I getting burnt out of Honkai Star Rail? Am I getting bored of the game? Am I sick of Castorol? Am I sick of playing all these damn characters? Let's talk about it. So the top comment, which was on this post, which I just want to address quickly, was, I'll say it, no, you have so many only accounts that you could be making content for. For example, when was the last hunt only video? I don't want you to get burned out over so many accounts, just like you did with Genshin Impact. Just consider my advice, thanks, and have a good day.
Bro, that just sounds like a miserable account to play, bro. Like, that just sounds like a miserable way to play the game.
Very respectful comment, very kind comment. It honestly just
Hunt
comes out of a place
only?
of concern, which I appreciate, and I respond to this comment with, to be fair, there was just no content for those accounts. Post story and new characters, like you hit a hard wall at some point with a lot of these accounts where you can no longer make progress without excessive amounts of grinding.
True.
That's the reason you see most of these accounts take long pauses, which is true. When I start these accounts, there's about 10 to 15 episode grace period of good content, new characters, fun times, and then we hit a wall of, well, albeit the Xiaoji wall. We hit the Xiaoji wall of the point where I'm just like, okay, 8-hour stories, I'm just good.
Yep.
True. The story wall isn't the only one we hit. We do also come to a point where, like, I can...
Brother, how the fuck has there not been a skip button yet? Straight up. A skip and summarize button will do such good for this game.
Only get so many character upgrades. Like, for example, this guy mentioned Hunt Only, which I don't... When was the last Hunt Only episode? I have to check a playlist. It was 4 months ago. And I believe the one before that was, 7 months ago. 4 and 7 months ago. Okay, now let's go and take a little look-see at that account. So currently on this account, all my characters, level 80. Every single one's level 80. We have max light cones on pretty much everybody. Traces are pretty good. They're not completely maxed out, but they're like at a decent level. And relics, I have mostly gold relics, a couple blue, purple relics, which do need replacing, but pretty much everyone has gold relic. We're at a point where there's not much more I can do to improve the account. I think I'm caught up with the story besides Amphorius, which I just don't want to do because I know it's going to take 15 hours of my life away. And so...
Yeah, I'm going to be real. I think this is a cope take, guys. I'll be real. He was sitting there with purple relics and 6 and 7 on his traits. I think bro is giga burnt out. I do. And I think anybody seeing that would also think that he was burnt the fuck out. Because there's no way you say you have no more to upgrade, you have all that shit left. Bro just needs some executive account managers 100%.
Because this account is at a point where I can no longer make any progress, or just not like meaningful amounts of progress upgrade-wise, besides like new relics, which are kind of minor. And obviously I'm not going to record myself grinding relics. And there's no new story content besides 8-hour Amphorius story, which I'm sure we could crush. It's just a long day, to be honest. So in realism, the only new content I can make on this account is doing the end game, which at some point I'll probably make an update. At some point I'll make an update, but I'm just kind of waiting for a new hunt character, which will probably be Archer. When Archer comes out, there will probably be an update on the series. Cool. Cool. Another misconception that I want to clear up here quickly, because I did see this comment a couple times, was Kekvin, as someone who has made over 7 Genshin accounts, do not do it. Within 1 year, I was sick of all the accounts, but forced myself to play them. Boys, I'm gonna be real. It's not me playing all these accounts. I have account managers. I've had...
Yep. I have relinquished all of my account managers except for one. And that one I have to make sure I can make sponsored deliverables. Other than that, I use no account managers whatsoever.
Had account managers for the longest time. As much as I love for y'all to think I'm a workhorse, I'm really not. I'm really not. If I'm being honest, if anything, I definitely lean on the lazier side. I have editors, I have account managers. If I'm being real, I probably play Honkai Star Rail for, at max, 2 hours a day. At most. And that includes recording times. And that's really not enough to make me feel like I'm burnt out. As much as I appreciate y'all thinking I'm like super busy, a crazy workhorse, I'm just simply not that. I log on to Honkai Star Rail once a day, do my little dailies on my main account. I record maybe a video or two. I go to like maybe an MOC.
You know what I really am getting tired of? Fucking dailies. I am. I really hate the concept of dailies. It's like, you need to log in every day to do this bullshit. It's like, oh my God. Like Wizardry, it has 2 types of dailies, which is daily check-in where you log in, and then it has regular dailies. Now, the regular dailies, to be fair, take 2.5 minutes, right? They were 2.5 minutes, but they're not really game-breaking gains. They're like, if you grind for 2.5 minutes, you get maybe 10% of a level. So they're not really that crazy. Now, the daily login rewards, those are insane. They give you free pulls, free gems, free gear, free equipment. But the cool thing is, if you miss the daily, the next time you log in, they just stack up. And it's oh, you missed all these dailies. Here you go. So all you have to do is log in every 2 weeks. And then you get full rewards, which is so fucking nice. But like dailies that like make a huge difference are like so fucking obnoxious. Because like, to be fair, Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, it's like, those dailies give so much adventure rank, it's fucking obnoxious to get them, bro. They're terrible. They can stack up to 14? Yeah, 100%. You just sold me on Wizardry? Bro, I'm telling you, it's so good.
See, a pure fiction, maybe I'll do an endgame video, maybe I'll build a character.
Like legit, I didn't play Wizardry for 5 days, and then I just logged back in. I didn't have FOMO at all. I logged back in because I wanted to play the fucking game, and I did. And I'm just like, oh, I missed all this shit, but, oh, it's in my mailbox. Oh, okay, great. And I didn't feel like I got behind on anything. It's so nice.
Do an account review, but typically I record a video or 2 a day. I edit for maybe like 4 to 5 hours. Even though I have editors, I still do a lot of the editing myself. And then I also do thumbnail, titles, and all that sort of work. If anything, I'm getting burnt out from editing, to be honest. The actual game itself is not really burning me out. So as much as I appreciate all the concern for me shown in the comments here, I promise you guys, I'm fine. I'm really fine. And like being 100% real with you guys, if I...
Here's my question, Kekvin. You may not be burnt out, but are you passionate? Because this is a passion-based field. And I think when you go into, what's the word? Maintenance mode, when you're making content, that's where things get dangerous. Yeah.
Were to get burnt out, I'd tell you guys. 100% I would. And y'all know I would. Because longtime fans of my channel know that when I was burnt out of Genshin, I told you all straight up, I made a post. I said, I'm good. I canceled every single Genshin.
Okay, that's based. Okay. Hell yeah. Good. Hey, man, this game fucking sucks. Good for you, man.
Challenge that I was doing. I said, I'm no longer doing it. I'm gonna pass on Genshin. Lost a lot of fans over it. Had to rebuild a bit, but we...
Oh, yeah, man. I was bleeding subs for like years after I quit Genshin. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I pretty much rebuilt my channel from scratch after I quit Genshin, to be completely fucking honest. It's pretty brutal, low key. But respect to any creator who wants to stick to their guns. But I am curious, once the Fate collab is done in 3.6, maybe I guess the thing that we're looking forward to is the next zone. I guess I'll be interested in what the next zone is. Honkai Star Rail is doing a very good job of giving players the reason in their head where you can't quit because this big thing's coming.
We made it work.
But we'll see.
Now, being 100% real, I did play Genshin a little longer than I had intended to. I probably would have quit that game even earlier if it weren't for contractual reasons. But because of that, I had to play the game a little bit longer until I eventually broke the contract and I said, I'm good. I don't want to play the game anymore. But I have absolutely zero contractual obligations to play Honkai Star Rail. So if I ever wanted to quit the game, the only way it would really hurt me would be monetarily, because obviously a lot of the money I make is off Honkai Star Rail and the ad revenue off of those videos, and that obviously supports my life, right? Which I feel like a lot of people tend to forget. Even if I were to get burnt out from a game like this, it's not even like I could really just straight up quit. I would have to find something else to pivot to, like a new game or something. And right now, there's just not a ton of options. So although I have no contractual obligations, I do somewhat have like a monetary incentive to keep playing this game regardless.
I love this level of transparency because he's essentially saying, if there's pastures new, I would go to them 1,000,000%. But because they're not, I guess I'll stay with Honkai Star Rail. Which I think is like pretty damn fair. Like, I feel like you're going to see a lot of people drop Honkai Star Rail once Ananta, Arknight's Enfield, and Azure Stellar come out. Like, I feel like that if you don't believe that, you're just, you're living in delusion.
So if I were to feel burnt out, but I'm hoping in the future I can find maybe another gacha game I can play on this channel as like a main game that...
Once again, I would like to say I do think Honkai Star Rail is great. I just don't think it's for me right now. Like, I don't think anybody's dumb if they play Honkai Star Rail at all. Right? I think that there's a lot of enjoyment to be had in that game. But there's like a lot of changes that we need to make the game great again. And I just don't know if we're going to get those. But also my account is in so good of a spot. I'm not really worried about like for example, if Xiao were to get fired, I would definitely go like try a story and see how it goes underneath new management. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much the biggest thing I'm waiting for is if Xiao gets fired, I'll definitely try a story quest again and see how it goes. Because that's pretty much all I really care about. It's like the story and like, goofing around the end game is nice, but I don't really care about it anymore.
That I cover full time. But we're going to have to see where that goes in the future.
Try the Fate collab. I feel like that's going to be a fucking nightmare. I'll probably watch somebody do it, but I don't think I'll do it myself.
Sure. So yeah, like I would tell you guys straight up, if I'm getting burnt out, you don't have to worry about me playing past the point of getting burnt out. And I'm going to be honest, I don't see myself getting burnt out for at least till past like 4.0. The only thing I'm burnt out on is the story, which is 100% Xiao fault. And the
problem is that like outside of the story of Honkai Star Rail, there's not really anything that I want to do. Like anything that I've wanted to do, I've already done it like a million fucking times. And like combat isn't evolving, it's devolving to be quite honest. And it just kind of feels like a shell of what it once was.
I blame him for that, and I blame nobody else for that. That's the only thing I'm burnt.
And the events are atrocious. Like, I can't remember, like, an event in Honkai Star Rail that was, like, actually good. Like, maybe, like, the museum event, and that one was, like, okay.
Out. And I've told you guys straight up, I'm not doing the story anymore. And I haven't done the story on my main account since. I'm still not even past the My Day quest. The only reason I did the first one was to just get
the Pokemon that was pretty cool, actually.
The only other time I play story is if it's on those certain accounts, which I only do to get...
Don't forget ZZ with a shit ton of mediocre events. No, I disagree. I think ZZ events are probably the best in gacha gaming right now, especially of the big four. They're just very transformative. Yeah, I think the best events are probably Girls Frontline 2, Zenless Zone 0, and Nikkei.
Get to the boss battles, challenge myself, and because they're fun series. Boys, we legit have my favorite collab of any title I've ever seen in any gacha game coming up. I love Fate, so I'm sticking around till at least 3.4. I'm probably sticking around longer. I don't see myself going anywhere. But anyways, I think that wraps up our little video for the day. If
I would speculate, but I want to respect his opinion, and I trust him. But I think we're starting to say he might not be burnt out, but it feels like there's a bit of stagnation. But that's just my opinion. Kekfin's a great guy, by the way. I recommend everyone go like, comment, and subscribe to his channel.